Samir, your king in black.
And welcome to another episode of the Angry Blerds podcast.
Where the nerds are black and the nerds are angry.
Alright, here we go. So, I want to get all the Marvel news out the way. Because there's a... So, when this originally started, it said that Deadpool 3 will not be releasing on May 3rd of 2024, and that Captain America Brave New World is supposed to be taking its place. So that was a few days ago. Now, Deadpool 3 has been shelved indefinitely, and Captain America Brave New World has no home to go to. So, I mean, it's just like, so is this movie like going to be delayed because of reshoots and the strike, or is it just because of the strike, or what?
Probably strike nonsense still.
I mean, I wouldn't call the strike nonsense. I mean, these actors want to get paid their fair shake. But, you know, Netflix just went up again, so glad I got out of that.
No, okay, so that's not the nonsense. The nonsense is that they don't want to meet their demands. That's the nonsense.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure. All right, so... one of the podcasts that I listen to is called The House of R. It's from The Ringer. One of the podcast hosts, Joanna Robinson, actually wrote a book basically about the rise of Marvel Studios. So the book is actually called MCU, The Rise of Marvel Studios. So before Joanna went to become a writer on The Ringer, she worked at Entertainment Weekly. So she actually got the So this book contains a lot of stuff that didn't get put in her Entertainment Weekly article. Is it Entertainment Weekly or Variety? I can't remember. But so she was actually on the set of Endgame. So she still has a bunch of notes from that, plus some more stuff. So this book is already a New York Times bestseller, and it just came out earlier this week. So I got to give Joanna a big round of applause. So one of the things that's in this book, Kevin Feige reportedly plans to reboot the MCU with Secret Wars. I kind of said that when we got it announced. Good. So I kind of said that when... Cutting me off again, but whatever. So I kind of said this when they announced Secret Wars. It's not going to be a full reboot, but I figured it would be along the lines of a soft reboot, the way that Jonathan Hickman's 2015 Secret Wars was a soft reboot to the MCU. So...
Or Jonathan Hickman's House of X. Right?
Cut me off again, but whatever. Yes. So, because you cut me off with what I was going to say.
But no, I'm having a conversation with you. It's a two-way thing. I'm not cutting you off. I'm interjecting to add more information.
I'm literally in mid-sentence. That's what I mean by you're cutting me off.
Then maybe take a breath.
It's like if I did that, like, see? Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. Well, I'm okay with it. That's the difference.
Of course you are, because you're the main one doing it. Like I said, you're the Sheldon Cooper of this podcast. So, one of the things that 2015 Secret Wars did, it didn't reboot the Marvel Earth 616 as a whole, but it incorporated characters from alternate universes. So, like Old Man Logan, Miles Morales, who was obviously a big one. Everyone says that Secret Wars was just basically to get Miles Morales to come over to 616
pretty
1610.
I would venture that it's probably more like the House of X rebooting, where it's not only adding characters in, but it's pretty much just revamping what we know about a previously established continuity. You know, like what they did with the X-Men, basically. Characters are no longer dead. Everyone's back alive. The decimation never happened. Krakoa is a sovereign state. Moira McTaggart was just the whole thing. Just stuff like that. Like I thought that was a much better reboot than what we got out of Secret War. Because again, all we got was pretty much Miles Morales and a couple other sprinkled characters here and there.
You done?
I think that would be the better choice. And that's what they're doing with the reboot. But either one, I'm all for it. I think the MCU is a little long in the tooth. And I think if we're going to get where we want to go, we have to do a soft reboot, if not a hard one.
All right. So It was also noted that towards the end of the book, that there's a passage that hints at a soft reboot. It said that Feige had to learn different lessons from the comics, how superheroes periodically need to be rebooted, how to stop variants and spin-offs from spiraling out of control, and how an annual mega crossover could unify a desperate line of characters. So it's amazing how, because I was listening to Joanna talk about this book on a different Ringer podcast called The Watch. I highly suggest everyone checks it out, where she was talking about when she was on the set of Endgame, how, Robert Downey Jr. was in his trailer. Pretty much all the crystals were hanging out. And in one corner, it was Chadwick Boseman, Tom Holland, and Brie Larson. And she kind of overheard Chadwick say, since basically the old guard is changing, we're going to be the new guard. And at this point where Tom Holland is more or less going to be the last one standing, because unfortunately Chadwick Boseman did pass away. And I don't know if you remember this, but at I want to say it was the D23 Expo either this year or last year when they were discussing the Marvels, Brie Larson kind of hinted that she might be done just because of the toxic fandom.
It's not, honestly, I'm not even blaming her on that one. It's been a lot. I like her character when she's done with it. I think they need to do some tweaking on the directing of her character. But overall, Brie Larson, no notes pretty much. And it's a shame to see her go because of toxic fan base.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you know this, and I might have brought it up before, but how Kevin Feige got his start in Hollywood. So, Kevin Feige always wanted to make movies. And Kevin Feige was actually a assistant on the first Superman movie that Richard Donner directed.
How old is Kevin Feige?
He's in his 40s. So he might have been like
nah, he can't be. Nah, you sure it was Superman?
It might have been like Superman.
10. Okay.
It was Richard Donner's Superman. That's all I know. I think he's
right, but that's Superman 2.
No, Richard Donner directed the first two.
Yeah, Superman 2. Yeah. So if you put him at Superman 2, like what year was that? That's 1980.
Look, I'm just telling you what I know. So, yeah, he's 50. So he was probably 10, running around the set.
I guess you can make him an assistant. Then you can't really pay him that much. He can't work that long.
Yeah. Oh, it was Volcano. Well, it says his early works involved being a producer, executive producer for Lauren. Okay, so he was a PA. His first official production credit is Volcano. But he also was an associate producer on the X-Men films. So when Bryan Singer, shut up, let me get this off. No Bryan Singer bashing. I don't need you going off on a tangent. So when Bryan Singer was trying to tell everybody don't read comic books on set, Kevin Feige would actually sneak Hugh Jackman a few comics and stuff. And so apparently also the way that Kevin Feige was EPing these films is he would have them shoot whatever, I'm talking about the MCU now. So he would have them shoot whatever, and they always left a slot open for additional shots, not necessarily reshoots, but like if he felt like something was missing. So he was basically the guy putting the panels together in the comic book. Everyone's like saying that he's kind of oversaturated now just because of Disney Plus, and it's kind of true. He is. So they basically got all these little Feige's basically more or less handling the stuff on the shows. But I can't wait to check out this book. I definitely plan on getting it when I get paid, because Joanna is one of those people who I listen to who's very thorough with whatever content she's talking about. Like, perfect example, she does deep dives on every single episode of Loki with her co-host Mallory Rubin. Those episodes are like usually 2.5 hours long. So like when I say deep dive, they like go into the lore of comics, everything MCU related, whatever. But yeah, I just thought I would get that out. And apparently Wonder Man is possibly being scrapped.
Good.
Why are you saying good, man? You don't want
He's a crappy character. He's a crappy character. Man. Wonder Man sucks. Any other character, they could have used any other character. What can he bring to the MCU? Like, why is he so interesting?
We need another cosmic powerhouse.
There's tons more. They can resurrect the Nova Force. They can give us. They just kind of
we were supposed to be getting a Nova TV show, so
yeah, I know they soft drop Phyla Val. You know, they can give us more Kree stuff.
She's like 8.
Yeah, I know they soft dropped her. That's what I said. Mantis went off on her own. They can give her do more space stuff there. There's so many space. Star Wolf. I don't care. Anyone is better than freaking Wonder Man.
Samir, who the fuck is Star Wolf?
From Marvel, Star Wolf. He's an old.
There's nobody named Star. You talking about Star Fox?
No, hang on a second. I think there's a Star Wolf in Marvel.
Not that I'm aware of.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Dreadmond Cornwell, Earth 616, Star Wolf. This is like deep cut though. He's not a very prominent character.
Yeah, no one go. Yeah, no one. No. You would have been better off saying John Jonah Jameson, Man Wolf.
Yeah, Man Wolf will also be a better choice. Well, Man Wolf.
Yeah, but that's Sony. Spider-Man.
Yeah, but the Eternals are right there. Also, they can resurrect the Inhumans and do them right next time.
How many times are we gonna say nobody saw Eternals?
It don't matter. They can do it better. All right.
I just had something and I lost it. Rewind what you just said.
It don't matter. They can come back and do it better.
Before that.
They can resurrect the Inhumans.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But before that.
That's all I got. I don't
know. It was something before you brought up the Eternals. I don't know. But yeah. So
point is, Wonder Man sucks.
There you go. Hating on Wonder
Man. There I go. What? Speaking the truth?
Hating on Wonder Man.
Yes. Till the day I die, he's garbage.
Okay.
He hasn't been relevant. He's been appearing frequently over the last decade. But he's not relevant. He doesn't make any impact. He's just milquetoast and impotent.
Okay. All right.
You disagree?
Apparently, I like Simon Williams.
Just whining all the time. I'm a pacifist.
You read one damn story arc where
I read several. And if he ain't a pacifist, he over here contradicting his teammate. The Avengers shouldn't exist. I'm gonna bring up my own team and fight. I'm like, no, man, F you. You suck.
Once again, that's still part of
his
run.
He's always a thorn in their side. He's never helping. No, seriously, real talk. If your best contribution is to give your powers to someone else,
you're literally bringing up everything from Bendis' run of Avengers up until Rick Remender's run of Uncanny Avengers. So you never read anything Wonder Man before that.
Nope. He wasn't relevant before that.
So fuck him running the West Coast Avengers with Hank.
Yeah.
Fuck all that.
When did he do that? What year was this though, Bernard?
80s and 90s?
That's not relevant then. That's so long ago. Give me something new.
I'm behind on comics, so I can't give you anything new.
All I'm saying is his biggest contribution was giving his powers to Rogue. Full stop. No longer existing and being a part of Rogue's menagerie of powers. That was his best contribution to the superhero community.
You can basically say the same thing about Colossus. Colossus's best contribution to mutant kind was dying to stop that virus. What the hell was it called? And that was in the 90s. Colossus ain't done nothing of any type of relevance.
He was a juggernaut.
Years.
What do you mean?
He was a juggernaut. Ooh.
He was instrumental in the fight against the Avengers. All right. He's also been instrumental in the X-Men going forward past that. He's a rather interesting character.
What has Colossus done now that has been significant?
Oh, besides weep over his ex-girlfriend, that's his issue right now. I mean, he's over it now. My point is he's not.
Colossus has done nothing significant since Hickman rebooted the X-Men.
He hasn't been much in the forefront. I will say that. Correct. But Colossus ain't as bad as Wonder Man.
At least Simon Williams shows up in books. Only time
he shows up.
I mean, keep in mind, I don't read that many. Not that many. I don't read any X-Men books. The only thing I've read for an X-Men in the past 5 years is the Hellfire Gala, and he was barely even in that. Motherfucker was in the background of a splash page. didn't help when everybody was getting killed. And let's see if he even shows up in Fall of X or the Fall of Krakoa. I mean, the end of the Krakoan age. I'm actually saving that for my comic news. But so this isn't MCU related, but it is Marvel films related. So I guess he's one of my favorite directors. Can't necessarily speak for Samir. Matthew Vaughn. We may know him from such films as Stardust, X-Men First Class.
He's okay.
Kick-Ass.
Stardust is fine.
Kingsman.
If you haven't seen Stardust, go watch Stardust.
So Matthew Vaughn was actually supposed to direct X-Men: The Last Stand, but he quit, and it's because Matthew Vaughn is one of the few people left in Hollywood who has morals. So he quit after the executives wrote a scene to trick Halle Berry into signing on for the third film. So basically, they wrote a script that said that there was going to be a scene in Africa where it's basically a deserted wasteland. And Storm obviously does her thing, manipulates the weather, and saves all the children in Africa. But then they were like, it's Halle Berry's script, and he was like, but she hasn't signed on yet. And the executive said, but this is where she wants it to be. And they said, once she signs up, we'll throw this scene or whatever in the trash. So I heard that, and I was like, wow. So, don't really know who was an executive on those movies besides Simon Kincaid. I don't know if he was an executive on.
Avi Arad,
The Last Stand,
Ralph Winter. Yeah,
I don't think Avi Arad would do something like that because Avi Arad has been integral in almost everything Marvel, but he's more of like the money man.
Lauren Schuler Donner.
Oh wow! So Richard Donner's wife was okay. I mean, I don't know, but very tricky in Hollywood, especially in the early 2000s. But so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for Marvel news. In Marvel film and flashback stuff from the 2000s. Samir, what you got?
All right, so I'm gonna tack on to the whole Marvel. Not really, but this is a kind of an anecdote slash hot take on the current mediascape right now. So you remember we talked about Martin Scorsese?
Oh, brother, this
couple episodes ago, right? Stinks! Well, he recently popped up in the last week or so because he did over the last few weeks.
He's
past
doing
that
promo for Killers on the Flower Moon.
Right, on his media run for his related movie. Which, by the way, I have to watch that movie. It looks amazing. Anyways, so he's doing a media circuit for his new movie, and to his defense, right? Yeah, he's a crotchety, out of touch old man in some perspectives, but it's not him that's bringing up the whole the MCU needs to go away. Superhero movies have ruined the media landscape. Shit.
But he's saying that.
He said one thing. He said one. Yeah, no, I'm going to get to that. He said one thing, and people keep asking him about it, and then going to that point, he's not completely wrong. Okay, so you got to think there's a whole generation of moviegoers that grew up in this space of the MCU, and it's going to basically inform their taste on cinema for the rest of their lives, if not a large portion of it. And I think the lack of variety in watching and creating films in a vacuum might irrevocably alter the scant landscape, and that's what he was getting to. I mean, when you don't take in any new ideas, it's a little hard to expand your taste and your palate.
Okay, and once again, I have to disagree with him. I have a goddaughter who is 16, so she has been around since the dawn of the MCU, and she watches a variety of stuff. So she'll watch horror movies. I think she saw Everything Everywhere All at Once. I mean, it's kind of hard to gauge what she watches now because she's like 2.5 hours away.
But does every movie, again, this is his take, does every movie need to be a franchise? So when you have films like, okay, let's say, for instance, the most recent film that I just saw, I've been watching a lot of horror movies in October, so I saw Beau is Afraid finally. Great film, by the way. That movie didn't do well, even though it was great. How much did Talk to Me make?
I don't know. I know it made money.
Right, but how much?
That's a sequel. I mean, it's an A24 movie, so it probably made a shit ton.
Yeah. Okay. So Bo's Afraid, which is A24, $35 million budget, $11 million in box office.
It made $90 million with a $4.5 million budget.
Right. So Talk to Me did pretty well, but could have done better.
Samir, $90 million.
That's chump change compared to other large blockbusters. In fact, A24 recently came out saying that they're going to divert some of their attention to larger projects, larger blockbusters.
You said that 2 weeks ago when I brought up the Martin Scorsese thing. It's like, bro,
exactly. So why are they? They were the indie darlings at this point. And again, yeah,
$4.5 million budget, $90 million. That's
I get it. That's a lot of profit. Yes. But it's not $200 million. Like, I don't see why they can. That's what I'm saying. So why don't they make more money with their pieces? Like, you can look at some of their other films. Like, hang on, let me pull up there.
This movie barely had any promotion. This was basically a strange world. I didn't hear about this movie until they said that a sequel was announced. Hell, you didn't even bring up this you didn't even bring up this movie on the podcast.
Well, I hadn't watched it in the theaters. I had to watch it till I got. I was busy at that time.
Samir.
Yes,
you brought up Bo is Afraid.
I did.
Yeah, you did. And you didn't watch that in theaters. You just said you saw it finally.
Yeah, I did. It was great, by the way.
You said that.
I mean, okay, so let's look at... Yeah, but let's look at Ex Machina. All right, that's another one of their films. $15 million budget, $37 million in the theater, box office. And then you had Lady Bird. How much did Lady Bird make? Lady Bird, $10 million, $70 million.
Samir.
What I'm getting at is this. Yeah, these are creative pieces with diverse filmmakers and cast.
But you know the problem with A24? Advertising. Out of all these movies, I think I probably saw like average. Right. I'm gonna go to A24.
Let me bring it back to Martin Scorsese. So you have a man who's been making films since, for longer than some of us have been alive, right? And to say that he doesn't know what he's talking about completely isn't accurate. I never said he
knows what he's talking about. I'm just saying, let people like what they like. That was my whole thing.
But he's not saying don't watch franchise films. He's saying his whole shtick was it's going to irreparably change this landscape of the
the
cinema.
That's not what he said. He said it's ruining cinema.
Same difference. It's going to ruin cinema.
Like there weren't franchises.
That's also true.
Like there weren't franchises in the 90s, bro.
Not that many.
There wasn't that many. Okay, so let's rephrase that. There hasn't been a cinematic universe since Marvel. And, DC tried to do it in the 80s, in the 90s. Didn't work out.
I'm just saying that you have a guy who's been making films longer than we've been alive. And he's also started foundations, which I can't remember the foundation's name, but the foundation focuses on backing films made by foreign and diverse writers and directors. So it's not that he's been helping and sculpting the future of the franchise of the cinema global landscape for quite some time. So it's not like he's just saying shit and not doing anything about it. All right.
No one says he's just saying shit. I'm just saying let people watch what they want to watch, and you don't have to.
That's fine, but the idea is
like James Cameron just coming. He just always comes out of right field.
When you have but that's what all tours do. They push the envelope and they expect better of the industry that they work in.
So shitting on something is not pushing the envelope.
It's the
if James Cameron really wanted to push the envelope, he could go reach out to Marvel and say, "Hey guys, I feel like your CG could be a little bit better. Let me and my team help you with this." But what does he do? No, he goes on you don't know that.
It would take more time. They want the quick bucks, so they would not take the time, because that's the problem. Marvel's FX team, they're good, but they're not that good to work in the budget, the time frame that they have them at. It's the time frame, Bernard, and you know this because we talked about it. The time frame is the issue. They don't want to take the time to put out something good. So they wouldn't take his help.
Samir, we don't know how long it took post-production of Avatar. We just know he shot it sporadically in between the years. So it's not like it was a consistent shoot. It's not like he shot the movie in 2018 and spent 5 years doing CG.
All I'm saying is a guy like Martin Scorsese and then now James Cameron, they know what they're talking about. So to say that
they can know what they're talking about, but that doesn't mean you need to crap on people's
But that's the issue. That's the problem we have with this Martin Scorsese situation. He said something against the MCU, and people are jumping on that case. It's like he's not wrong. All right, so as someone who loves indie films in our house, he's not wrong. Samir, I can totally take his advice.
Samir, you can like both. No one
you
else
can. I do
like both. Yes,
but to be personally,
but Scorsese says, "Oh, this is ruining cinema." Like Top Gun didn't make almost $1 billion. That's technically a franchise now, is it not?
It's the second film.
It still does. So doesn't that make it a franchise? Doesn't a franchise mean more than one?
I think so.
I mean, look at the Fast and Furious franchise. He didn't say nothing about that.
He definitely touched on franchise films as a whole. They're part of the problem too.
Look, Mission Impossible.
All I'm saying it irks me when really good films that should do well don't do well.
Because where was this energy 20 years ago when Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings was out? It's like, no, once we get something like Marvel or the DCU, it's like, now we got a problem in Hollywood, bro. Like Harry Potter wasn't making movies for a damn decade.
Yeah, and look what we do. People were shitting on the Fantastic Beasts franchise for the longest. We're talking about since it came out, it was garbage.
No, people loved the first Fantastic Beasts. People got mad at the second one because they were like, "Oh, I guess Johnny Depp is coming back, so we're not going to see this." And no one saw the third one because
good. That's what the people were shitting on. They aren't good movies.
No, people just want old school Harry Potter set in London. But as soon as J.K. Rowling expands the universe, like you've been saying, people want to shit on it. Why? Because it's not in print.
They don't want to shit on it
because it takes like 60 years before Harry Potter
good.
starts.
It's not good, is what it is. That's the bottom line. Those films were garbage.
Says you in critics. Once again, bro, people go and see those movies. No one saw The Crimes of Grindelwald because of Johnny Depp being recast.
I don't think that's what it was. Exactly. The movie wasn't good.
The budget?
I'm actually going to upload the franchise, the franchise as a whole.
Perfect example. Crimes of Grindelwald made $654 million. So how do people not like it if they went to go see it?
It's a good movie. Let's see. What was their projected profit though? Did they want to make that much money? This first one made a crap ton of money though. I would say the first Fantastic Beasts was riding those coattails because it almost made $1 billion. $800 million on this first one,
bro. This film was projected to gross. This film was projected to gross $60 to $75 million opening weekend. It made $25.7 million the first day, 9.1 on Thursday night, with the overall debut of $62.2 million. So yeah, like I said, people
they're progressively getting worse. So the third film broke even.
Once again, Samir, the second movie bombed because that's when all the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff started. So people were like, "Oh, I'm not going to see this movie." But then when the third one came out, people were like, "Oh, I'm not going to see it because Johnny Depp's not in it."
I'm pretty sure.
And I've heard that from the mouth of several people. That's why, people were like, "Oh, if they make another Pirates movie, I'm not going to see it." Why? Because Johnny Depp.
But your word of mouth is just a pin tip compared to the demographic.
Samir,
I heard the movie was bad.
Samir, I also saw this on Twitter.
Again, in a vacuum, Twitter is the whole world. It's like 5% of the whole world.
So it's still a portion of the world. And it's funny how you always try to use Twitter against me, but you use it for your benefit.
I don't. No, I don't. When do I ever use Twitter for my benefit?
You need.
I use it. In fact, I use it to my benefit in the same point that I'm using now. Okay, Twitter has shown me that it's a very small. Not the whole world doesn't use Twitter. I think like 13% of the entire world use Twitter, maybe less.
I guess. But you got any more?
All going back is I'm just saying maybe we need to reanalyze. I'm just saying maybe we need to analyze and take a step back and stop feeling so gung ho defensive about the MCU for some reason. The fanboydom is just it's thick. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not even defensive about the MCU. I'm just
you are. You said you hate when people shit on it. Yeah.
Yeah. For no reason whatsoever. Just like people.
There's a reason. There's always a reason, Bernard.
Samir.
Yes.
Do I have to re-find the clip that I posted when we talked about James Cameron the last time he decided to shit on the MCU. I'm not here to talk about Marvel. I'm not here to talk about DC. Here to talk about Avatar. You know, we are the best. I like the Avengers Endgame, but Thanos, come on, man.
Yeah.
Once again,
but if he was wrong, then you would have a point. He's not wrong. First off, all right.
What was wrong with Thanos? What was wrong with the look of Thanos? It's not like he was uncanny valley. That's the point I'm trying to say.
No, Thanos. As far as Thanos was one of the better ones. I'm saying
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But his standards though are higher than that, and he's shown us that they're higher.
He don't work at Marvel. And the man releases one movie every 10 years. So
the guy raised the bar every time. He raised the bar. You can't. He raised the bar, but he's not pulling anybody else up with him. Like I said, outsource your stuff. Shit, Tyler Perry allows Marvel to use his studios.
I'm pretty sure Tyler Perry allows one, but he hasn't. Is what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure you can hire his FX team. You have to pay them.
But you just said they wouldn't. Once again, we don't know.
No. Their team wouldn't. It's not that their team wouldn't work with it. Disney would not hire them. I guarantee it. They would not give them enough time or budget to work with them. That's the issue. Disney does not put their money or time in their effects, and you know it's true. That's the difference. Okay. Movie took 10 years to make. More. 10 plus years to make. All right.
Once again, we don't know how much of that was filming and post-production. So
Correct.
don't just use the time span of 10 years.
You're right.
Because
it probably only took 3 years.
Because them little motherfucking kids was cast a decade ago. He probably didn't start shooting until 2015, 2016. On and off. Correct.
The point is, you have two individuals, and Ridley Scott, let's say three, who know movies inside and out, and they have beef. I'm not saying that, no, they're completely right. I'm just saying, don't be so defensive.
Louis Leterrier doesn't know films. Jon Favreau doesn't know films.
You don't see them jumping in and getting upset. They're not the ones getting upset. You people, the fan base is getting upset. That's the issue. All right, Jon Favreau and Kevin Feige aren't getting upset. Okay, the Broth brothers aren't getting upset. If anything, they might feel honored that Martin Scorsese or James Cameron are talking about their shit.
They might. Look, I'm just saying.
I think we need to look at what Martin Scorsese is saying and not get so defensive about his criticism. I think you should be able to let people criticize the things you care about, is what I'm saying.
Look, I said what I said, and I'm sticking by it. Let people enjoy what they like.
They're not stopping you. But people got so defensive. You can still watch your shit, and people still call it shit. That's all I'm saying.
You can, but hey, once again, you can't expect how you can't tell people how to react to something. Like if I slapped you in the face and you shot me, I can't say why did you do that because I slapped you. You like it is what it is.
Right, but I would hardly say him criticizing the MCU is a slap in the face. I think that's a bit of hyperbole.
It could be a slap in the face to somebody.
Well, we all know toxic fandoms are rampant right now. So yes. All right, that was my thought. That was my hot take anyway. So we can move on if you want. We can keep arguing it.
Yeah, we spent 10 minutes talking about that shit. I'm over it.
That was I just want to get out there.
Speaking of shit, Twitter is burning down because Elon Musk is out here chirping. So this is a post.
Can he just go away?
This is a post from Twitter support. So it said, starting today, we're testing a new program, in parentheses, not a bot, in New Zealand and the Philippines. New unverified accounts will be required to sign up for a $1 annual subscription to be able to post and interact with other posts within this test. Existing users are not affected, so that's good for us. The new test was developed to bolster our already successful efforts to reduce spam manipulation of our platform and bot activity by balancing profit accessibility with a small fee amount. This is not a profit driver. And so far, subscription options have proven to be the main solution that works at scale. So he obviously said this is going to be for new users. We're grandfathered in for the free 99. I'm going to throw a little asterisk in.
Are there still people signing up for Twitter?
Yes. So I wonder how long is this going to be until it trickles down to, people who have been around like me. I've been on Twitter since 2009.
Same.
So it's just like Twitter Blue was already a thing, but he just kind of let everyone run with it. He's like, oh, if you had a blue check before, we're removing it unless you pay for it. Like, perfect example.
I had a blue check in it. I was like, I ain't getting that back.
Like Darren Hayes, he has left Twitter. I think his last tweet. Hold on a second, because he had a blue check, and he was one of the few people who said he's not paying for it. So hold on a second. His last tweet was from September 20th. He said, "I will not be paying for this dumpster fire. I'm on Threads." So shout out to Darren. So it's just like, this is going to eventually be a trickle down effect, and Twitter's going to burn to the ground. Come on, Jack. We need you to hurry up and finish beta testing Blue Sky, so we can come over there. Samir, what are your thoughts on this? Burn it down.
I mean, anything that's been, I'm going to immediately oppose anything this guy does. So, I mean, whatever.
I'm just like, good grief. I mean, you allegedly show up to Project CD Ray with a musket, saying, what do you say? I'm not armed, but I am dangerous.
Something like that.
Yeah, you
right. Yeah, it's a musket, but it's a blunt object. It can still club somebody with it. He waving it around.
Yeah, you show up. You write a letter to Warner Brothers, threaten to sue. I mean, you ain't even got nothing to do with the movie, bro.
By proxy, because he was blunt.
Because he used to fuck Amber Heard. Yeah. It's like, bro, get over it. I'm over it, Elon. Honestly. Okay. All right, Samir, go.
All right. So, I mean, if you are not up on the whole Tara Strong situation and how she got kicked off of her new show, and basically she's getting soft canceled, because I don't know how many people cancel her, but she's definitely getting canceled with a lot of other celebrities over this whole Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And this one's getting pretty heated, though. So she basically came out on Twitter and said, for those who support the actions of, Hamas, and she went on this whole tirade about when they infiltrate your hometown, your soil, and break into Jewish home, R-wording and beheading innocent babies. Will you support them? Will you, fly their flag while they slaughter Christians and Muslims who don't believe their ideology? Just went on this whole tirade and whatnot about the whole situation. And basically, her employer immediately, not immediately, but very quickly after that, responded, hello all, just wanted to offer a quick update on Boxton, which is a show that she's was a part of. We'll be recasting the role of Bill, previously played by Tara Strong, and we will have more information soon. So yeah, that was just immediately, right? Because as you know, there have been a lot of issues with people conflating the Palestinians with Hamas in the conflict, and it's just been, a lot of back and forth over social media and the media as a whole. So messy, and she hasn't stopped yet. So she's, this is only the beginning. They were smart to start with a country of people who love to hate. So that was her just ripping on the whole.
She basically pulling a Gina Carano right now.
Yeah, she's doubling down like a lot of celebrities. They just doubling down, and she just does not want to shut up. Like she already lost a employment property, and now she's like, I don't know if anyone wants. She might still have work because she's still on. She is still Miss Minute, so I don't think that's going to go anywhere.
And Raven and Teen Titans Go.
Oh yeah, is that still going?
I don't fucking know. You watch that shit.
I don't watch it. I have respect for the show. I don't watch it religiously.
Well, so Boxtown, the animated series, actually posted a tweet a couple days ago. So they said, as some of you may have heard, Tara Strong is no longer involved with Boxtown or Bandit Mill Animation and will no longer be voicing the character of Bill the Orphan. The decision was due to a trend among Tara's recent online activity, including posts that promote controversial messages regarding the peoples of Palestine currently being affected by the ongoing Israeli-Palestine crisis. We believe that our public platform gives us a duty to be careful when it comes to hateful messages and misinformation online. This extends to our cast and crew. This was not a difficult decision. More information about the casting of Boxtown will come within the following weeks. Our hearts are with the Palestinian and Israeli children and families being affected by the ongoing conflict. People should be able to live freely without being threatened by constant abuse and terror. We are hoping for the best. Bandit Mill Animation.
So before you also get on the whole, they're being anti-Semitic, the guy who is the EP and creator of basically the boss of Boxtown, he's Jewish. And that's who made the decision on the first list.
I mean, I wasn't going to say nothing about anybody being anti-Semitic.
It's like there's a growing trend. If you have anything negative to say about Israel, people want to call you anti-Semitic for some reason. So
no. Honestly, I try to stay out of stuff like this because I don't want to get on the internet and make a post about anything that I'm not fully informed on. So like I listen to a podcast where they talk about politics. So I kind of got like a deep dive on it. But once again, this isn't a political podcast, so I'm just not even going to say anything on it. But once again, Twitter is a place where Elon wants everyone to be able to have free speech. But once again, we've said this before when Gina Carano got fired. Yeah, free speech is free, but you're not free of the consequences of the actions of said free speech.
basically.
Yeah, and I like Tara Strong. I got no problem with her. Like I said,
I never have a problem with her now, but I thought this nonsense.
Yeah, but I mean, I honestly wish her the best. Like I said, really hope she sticks.
I hope she educates herself and maybe calms it down. That's what I hope.
I mean, like I said, I ain't got nothing to say about that because this is not a political podcast.
Yeah, you can always take a stance. All right, what's the next story?
No, I'm staying out of politics.
Is it politics or is it human rights at this point?
It's kind of both.
Is it? Because, that's what I'm saying. You can take a stance to what's wrong or right, It's not that hard once you just see the situation. So basically, I implore everybody to just do some research and just stay aware of the situation as it develops or keeps developing.
Yeah, you can be aware of it, but like I said, I don't want to talk about it on this podcast because this is not a political podcast.
You just want to keep bringing it up. I'm moving on. I just said stay aware.
I literally said I didn't want to talk about it, and you just talked about telling people to stay aware and everything.
Yeah, that's all I said. I didn't tell you anything otherwise. I mean, I would definitely take a stance, but you don't have to.
This is supposed to be happening. Not quite sure how much of it is actually true or if it's even going to happen. But apparently there is a live-action Gargoyles reboot series currently in the works at Disney+. This is an article that came from Variety. So Variety has confirmed that the Disney streaming service is working along with writer Gary Dauberman and James Wan's Atomic Monster to develop a live-action version of the beloved animated show. Dauberman will serve as a writer and executive producer, with Wan also executive producing. Disney-branded television is the studio. So the current log lines for the project reads, based on the cult classic Disney animated series, Goliath is the last of a heroic race of gargoyle warriors who once lived among mankind. Free from a centuries-long curse that turned him into stone, Goliath struggles to solve the mystery of his past while watching over modern-day New York alongside police detective Elisa Maza. And as we all know, Gargoyles was originally created by Greg Weisman and held from Walt Disney Animations.
Was there that much mystery?
Kind of, but let me finish this. Despite being a Disney series, the show was known for its... What the fuck? Why does this keep changing the font size? All right. Despite being a Disney series, the show was known for darker thematic material and its sword and sorcery storylines combined with sci-fi and other elements. So it's funny because me and Samir were actually talking about this a couple days ago because Samir keeps pushing this narrative that just because I don't like Harley Quinn, I don't.
It's not just that.
But yet he consistently brought up things that I like that are quote unquote camp.
That are campy, but yes.
No, that's what I just said. That are camp, not art, are. I just don't want to see somebody be a knockoff Deadpool at this point. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on a live action Gargoyles reboot? I only have one thought, and that's this. Greg Weisman better be fucking involved in this. He created the show. He's currently writing the comic for Dynamite. He doesn't get a goddamn dime from NECA. He's the one who's basically been keeping the fandom alive for Gargoyles for the longest. Greg Weisman is the reason I went back to go back and rewatch Gargoyles a few months ago, if you guys recall. I said I was going to do. Because he started the comic and I never finished the show, and Samir gave me all this shit like, what? You don't know who the hell Angela is? What's wrong with you? Don't look like you confused. You did that. Yeah.
I know. I saw something I do, and I'm glad you watched it. Welcome to the party. Yeah, so all right, so my question is, I wonder how much they're going to pad out this storyline, because there, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, but there wasn't that much mystery about their existence in the first series. Like literally, they woke up, Xanatos was lying to him. In the first 5 or 6 episodes, they uncovered the plot that he was trying to keep covered, and they was like, "Yo, we don't like it. That's not kosher," and they pretty much ousted Xanatos from his castle / skyscraper until he came back, and then they had to leave and go somewhere else. So
I mean, he went to jail.
I don't remember there being much mystery in terms of their existence or or why they ended up where they were. So I hopefully, if they do manufacture a mystery around their enchantment, I hope it's good. That's all. And if it's very enthralling or interesting. But yeah, also I hope that the makeup is on point. I hope the special effects are on point. And I hope they find someone with a sexy, rumbly voice to play Goliath. Keith David, I think, is available.
I'm surprised you ain't say he old as shit, because you like to do that.
He still sounds good. You don't. You want to avoid old man voice, but I think he still sounds good.
You did that with James Earl Jones, and he still sounded the same in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, but guess what? Billy D. Williams does not sound the same. Billy D. Williams sounds like an old man.
Okay. So that was a video game with possibly a very low budget, because the graphics on
Battlefront. No, that was not a low budget game.
Yeah, No, I'm talking about as far as the graphics goes. They probably spent the majority of the money on.
Battlefront had amazing graphics.
I owned the game. Yeah.
So I played the beta.
You played the beta, so you played a game that wasn't complete.
It looked amazing. Unless they downgrade the graphics, which they can. They have been known to do that. Unless they downgraded the graphics for the year it came out, that game looked amazing. So they had the budget. EA was running it. They had the budget. They had the money. If they skimped on certain things, that's the argument we can make. But then that's just EA and their work ethic,
Yeah.
But Billy D. Williams sounds like an old man, and when he reprised his role as Lando Calrissian, it was glaring. Okay, so just be careful casting old people to voice young characters.
Look, I'm just saying.
But Keith David still sound good.
But yeah, I would like to see the cast first before I even really give an opinion on this. Like I said, Greg Weisman is keeping the Gargoyles franchise alive. Like, bro, every day he retweets something about Gargoyles, which I'm not sure he can do. I mean, he's not an actor, but writer strike is over. But even then, I don't even know if he was even supposed to be able to tweet like anything like promoting past works. Like, come on, let me see what his last tweet was. So he's been showing up on this Gargoyles Rewatch podcast, which should be done by now. But okay, well, they also talk about the comics, so he's been retweeting stuff about that. And apparently there's another Gargoyles book coming out called Gargoyles Quest.
I saw it.
Yeah, and the Nash Halloween special just came out, because I think I told you Brooklyn has a son with one of the Gargoyles from Japan, whose name is Nashville, but he likes to go by Nash, Gnash, like a cut. So, guys, if you want a good comic, check out the Gargoyles stuff from Dynamite.
Yeah, it looks really dope. I really need to get around to reading it.
Get to it.
Okay, so speaking of TV show, live action adaptation TV show, they released more screenshots of characters in costume of the Avatar series. So, they showed us General Iroh. They showed us Princess Azula. played by Elizabeth Yu. She looks like a newcomer. I don't really know where she's from.
I mean, you didn't tell us who's playing General Iroh.
My bad.
This Paul, what are you talking about?
Paul Sun Hyung is playing General Iroh. Daniel Day Kim is playing Fire Lord Ozai. And Zuko, let me see, hang on. Who's playing Zuko? Hang on.
Dallas Luke, man.
There we go. Yes. So, so he's playing Zuko. So far, costumes. And
you forgot King Long as Commander Zhao. See, this is what I mean when I say
Commander Zhao is a bitch. That's why. He's a bitch.
Samir,
he's going to die in season 1.
No, Samir. This is what I mean when I say read every damn thing, because you just looking at the tweet as it's in the messages.
No, I'm actually looking up the article. Okay, I'm not looking. I'm at a different article. That's why. All right. Anyways, what was I? You lost train of thought. Okay, yeah. So my one criticism for this showcase they had here was I wish they were a little more guarded with the appearance and the aesthetic of Fire Lord Ozai. In the first season, you didn't see his face at all. He was just oppressive, force that you just didn't see. He was just a phantasm of sorts, right? Of tyranny. And I don't know. I mean, Daniel Day Kim is an amazing actor. So if he could bring that gravity,
I know. It's nice to see he's on something else, because he was on, like, last time I saw Daniel Day Kim, because I ain't watched Hawaii 5-0 because
The Good Doctor
about it. Yeah, he wasn't a full-time cast member. He had because he's an EP on The Good Doctor. He did 2 episodes and that was it. And that was when I was still watching The Good Doctor right before.
Bro, these costumes look so good.
Bro, it's Netflix. Netflix ain't really gonna scrape. Ain't really gonna skim on the budget for wardrobe, because we even said the same thing about Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
we said the same thing about One Piece. It's just your script. That's where you might fall off, because Death Note.
Well, oh god, that don't look like trash on top. That was just a bad project. Anyways. So I am tentatively excited about this project. I just wish they were a little more guarded with Fire Lord Ozai. Are you going to watch this, Bernard? Or are you going to be you're not going to watch? You're going to be uncool about it.
I've never had any interest in Avatar, and
kids just start now. They're releasing more content. This is a fresh start. You can totally get into it now. You don't have to watch the animated series. You can watch this new live action one.
Probably not, dude.
Well, we were reviewing it anyways when it dropped, so it's going to be a thing. This series is too. This series is too big. We're still
doing the podcast, then.
This series is too big to just overlook. All right. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So that was it. Yeah. So I'm excited. Your turn.
Oh, look at that! He finally lobbed me up to a story, guys. It only took 3 years. All right. So
I've done that before.
Very sporadically, my dude. Very sporadically. You just usually sit there and do what you're doing now, rocking back and forth and looking at the screen. All right. So apparently Skull Island Rise of Kong was a game that came out that we didn't talk about, and I'm kind of glad we didn't, because apparently this game has been dubbed the worst game of 2023. So this game cost $39.99. I'm kind of tired of people throwing around the moniker of worst game of the year, because people had that same energy when the Gollum game came out.
The Gollum game was pretty bad.
Yeah, and apparently they used AI to write the apology for the game.
Yes, I recall that.
Yeah, so this was developed by Guanabee, which is a studio in Chile that was behind 2020's G.I. Joe Operation Blackout and Head Snatchers. Never even heard of Head Snatchers, but that just sounds crazy. And it's published by Game Mill Entertainment, who are responsible for Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawl. But yeah, so people have been tweeting cutscenes from this game. I'm actually going to post some in the video that say actual cutscene. Do not buy the new King Kong game. It is a complete scam. Quote unquote gameplay of Skull Island Rise of Kong. This costs $40 and made by people that make low effort shovelware with big IP franchises. The modern day LJN. What the fuck is LJN?
LJN.
I'm going to the tweet to see it. What? If anybody even said
Crap, why is that so?
But people are like saying, bro, this looks like it was made years ago for Xbox and PS2. Somebody said this looks like a Game Boy game on the low. How is this worse than I thought it would be? Yeah, I don't know what LJN stands for. I was trying to figure. And it's just like, I don't know, bro. I'm just glad I didn't buy this.
Yeah, it's something to do with Nintendo, I think. Oh, LJN is okay. So it's a toy company that released a bunch of video games in the 80s. So the Karate Kid, for the NES. So basically, they grabbed properties that were popular, like the Karate Kid or E.T., and they released it. And back then, the internet wasn't around, so you couldn't look up if a game was good. So you had to kind of, I like E.T. Let me buy that. Oh, Karate Kid was dope. Let me buy that. And then you would get scammed on the game. Like it was the Wild West back then.
Okay.
So LJN is the company.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Nobody liked E.T. I don't know if you know, Samir, but there's a landfill somewhere in the U.S. where
I know. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Because the movie was so popular, they released the game. The game is garbage, and then no one played it. Now they did buy it a little bit, but I think word of mouth took over, and no one bought the game. So all the retailers just threw the thing out into the landfill.
Yeah, somebody said, I take back every bad thing I said about Godzilla PS4. Game Mill Entertainment's King Kong deserves better than whatever this is supposed to be. New King Kong game looks like Game of the Year material. Step aside, Elden Ring. It's crazy. Like, bro, I mean, y'all gonna see it when I post the video, but good grief, man. This is just
bad.
Yes. It's real bad. Wow, somebody said it's like something out of Beast Wars. Come on now, stop it. Why Beast Wars had to catch straight?
Yeah.
It was the 90s. Leave Beast Wars out of it. At least reference. Oh, somebody said, anyway, back to playing this gym. Peter Jackson's King Kong. But man, yeah.
It's funny because I think Peter Jackson's King Kong is probably better than that game.
I don't know. I mean, PS2 graphics. I mean, I just looked at a side-by-side comparison of like all the Spider-Man games, and Spider-Man 1. Oh
yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. All right, Samir, go ahead. What's your next story?
My next story. Long week. All right. Aqua Teen Hunger Force is coming back with new episodes for the first time in 8 years. And it premieres on November 26th. How do you feel about this? Are you back? Are you excited again? Has that reunited your fandom for the property?
Honestly, I don't know.
Because I know you tapped out.
I tapped out a long time ago, and I kind of want to get back in it. I mean, because the person who got me in it, he's no longer here on this planet, and we talked about how shitty the show got when it started to do all the subtitles for the show, like Aqua Teen something something and Aqua Teen Squad Patrol and all that. That's when it started to go to crap, as opposed to just being food condiments in a house, getting into all types of shenanigans.
Oh my god! In the year 2000. Oh my goodness!
What are you talking about?
The first episode aired in 2000.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I still haven't watched the movie. The Aqua Teen.
You haven't watched the movie? The movie is actually pretty funny.
I'll check it out. I didn't. The second one, not
the second one. Then I haven't watched the second one either. You're right. I haven't watched the second one either.
Yeah, we talked about it, but we didn't watch it or review it, and that was like a year ago. So, yeah. But I don't know. I'll check out the first episode.
The original creators have returned for the revival.
I would hope so, and
Dana Snyder.
It would be nice to see him again. He actually signed my season 1, 2, and I think 4 DVDs because I couldn't find 3, or he signed 3 and he signed 3 of them. Basically, and I got a cool photo with him where we just like kind of goofed around and like did the stupid pointing and dumb face at each other. And Dave
Willis is Dave Willis is coming back from Meatwad. Well, he's already there, but he's going to reprise his role as Meatwad and Carl.
Man, fuck him. He could be Carl. I can be Meatwad. I need some money. Yo, Adult Swim, hire me.
Can you even do a Meatwad voice?
Are you really saying I can't talk like Meatwad right now, bitch?
I guess he can. All right, then. I mean, let's
You goddamn right I can. I could probably do it for a good minute.
All right, well, I'm impressed.
I'm not going to do a whole podcast like this, though.
But yeah, I mean, I blame Theo. The hell with you, man. Got me hooked on Aqua Teen.
It was a good show.
It was a good show till it wasn't.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, I mean, shows tend to start to fall off in the later years. But yeah, like I said, I might watch it. I might be depressed that day. I don't know. It's the 26th. Bro, you know, I wanted to bring up everything that came out of NYCC, but there really wasn't that much that came out of NYCC. That was really appealing.
I did talk about. I did bring up that they had a panel about Hasbro Hotel at NCC, right?
Yeah,
NYCC.
Yeah. But yeah, like other than that, like bro, there really wasn't much because nobody could really promote stuff. So I'm gonna more or less go into like some of the stuff that was announced at NYCC. So we got an announcement of Dragon Ball Daima, which I mean,
I'm actually curious. I want to see them bring Dragon Ball into the modern age and write like I don't know. I'm curious. I want to see if they can do it because the Dragon Ball Super perpetuated a lot of the old mistakes of the previous era and then doubled down on some new ones. So I'm curious to see how this one's going to reinvent the wheel.
I didn't see anything wrong with Super. This feels like it's a like kind of more or less. It feels kind of like a dumb rehash of GT, except everybody's gotten turned into kids.
Oh,
as
that's
opposed
what
to
it is?
just Goku. Yes,
I didn't look into it. If that's what it is, I'm not sure if I'm on board with that.
Yeah, bro. It's a DH Goku, Vegeta, Bulma, Krillin. Bro, 19 is a kid with a kid.
Yeah. You might have to
I would have preferred more. I would have preferred more Super. It's like, no. Akira Toriyama,
so
what were you thinking?
All right, well, we'll come out. We'll come back to that if it's good or not. We'll see. Okay, so I mean, there's a couple other things. So they had a panel for Percy Jackson at the NYCC. That's looking pretty good. We talked about that a while back.
Yeah, I mean,
screenshots.
But we also got a teaser trailer we didn't talk about more recently. But once again, nobody was there to talk about it besides like the writer, Rick Riordan, and like the showrunners and. Rick Riordan said, fuck y'all, okay? Annabelle's black. Get over it. Suck my dick.
Thank you. Okay, so Mortal Kombat 1, the first DLC fighter, Omni-Man, they gave a quick little trailer.
That dropped Saturday. I posted it.
Yeah, so it looks dope. The train! The train's a fatality! So that was pretty good.
Samir.
Yeah.
Everything he did in the show is a fatality. Him doing the punches, that's when he whooped Mark's ass.
Yes, I know. And it looks so good.
And the head crush from when he did when he crushed Red Rush's head.
Yeah, so like I said, it looks good. I'm excited. Let's see.
I ain't got nothing about Mortal Kombat until next year, so I'm
there's a trailer for that Monarch Legacy of Monsters show.
Yeah, on Apple TV Plus with Kurt and Wyatt Russell.
Right.
I don't necessarily know how I feel about that because, like I said, when we reviewed Godzilla vs. Kong, really don't care about the monsters anymore.
I'm still. If it's good, I'll watch it. Okay. Also, Godzilla -1. We are reviewing that. You might have to just suck up the whole subtitle thing. I want to see.
Why are we reviewing that? Because the only Godzilla.
It's one of the first. It's the first Japanese Godzilla we've had in years. This one's going to bring it.
Is it?
I'm excited
because I feel like there was another one like when we were doing this podcast before Godzilla vs. Kong.
No, Godzilla.
I definitely feel
-1. Which, by the way, that title is just so sexy. It's a sexy title.
How is it sexy? Godzilla -1. That makes no sense.
It makes all the sense. It doesn't have to. It's provocative.
No, it doesn't.
It's sexy.
Shut up. You are not. Who was that? Who the hell was that? I feel like that was a Lonely Island. I just remember they used it in Niggas in Paris.
Oh my God, Blaze of Fury.
I never saw Blaze of Fury. That's why I didn't know it.
Oh, it's a funny movie. Let's like Will Ferrell and John Heater.
Not really a big John Heater fan. It's like Napoleon Dynamite. Hated it. Never watched anything with John Heater in it. Yes, it was also stupid. All right, but okay, so you were right. So since we've been doing this podcast, the only thing that has come out has been Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, so this will be the first one that has that will come out in the years, and I think I want to see this movie bring it. So, and this will be the first time. This will be the first time in a long time that we've had Godzilla in the villain / natural disaster role, and how he just runs out and everyone's just scared of him, and how he just brings death and destruction in his wake. He didn't do that with the recent movies. They put him in the anti-hero category where he makes damage, but he's still a good guy. We want to pet him because he's a good boy. That sort of thing. Nah, this guy, he's a walking nuke.
Did Godzilla even fight anybody in 2014's Godzilla?
Yeah, he fought the Mutos. The massive unidentified terrestrial organisms.
Bro, once again, I don't really give two shits about Godzilla. I ain't give a fuck about Godzilla since Matthew Broderick.
Ew.
It's like I've never been a fan of Godzilla. And I think the only reason why I even went to go see that movie in theaters was because Jared was like, "Oh, let's go see Godzilla." I'm like, man, whatever.
Okay, well, I want to review that movie. You might change your mind. All right. Okay, so
probably not, because I gotta read subtitles.
Yeah. Okay. You can read, right, Bernard?
Yes, I can read. That don't mean I want to read while I'm watching a movie. I've told you that.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is what Martin Scorsese is talking about. A whole generation of people don't want to read subtitles.
Martin Scorsese didn't say shit about subtitles. Okay.
No, but it's like the idea is like how you a grown ass man can't read subtitles.
I never said. Once again, I can read subtitles. I just don't.
I know you can. I know.
You just said I can't. That's why I reiterated that I can. You just said how you a grown ass man and can't read subtitles. So
how you a grown man don't want to read subtitles?
Because I don't want to watch a whole movie in subtitles. Why is that so hard?
Because the idea is that it's such a small barrier of entry. And then, ladies and gentlemen, all right, this man also has a problem with dubs. So it's like he just hates foreign films overall.
No. I have a problem with shitty dubs, okay? I saw the dubs on Squid Games. Shit. Okay? If you can do a dub correctly, I will watch it. And so far, the only time I've ever seen dubs done right are in modern anime. Like, bro, I bought Judgment on PS5. Dubs were horrible. I bought Yakuza. Dubs were horrible.
I mean, if you don't like dubs, everyone just turns on subtitles. It's not a big deal. But you have an issue with subtitles, so it's like it's a double whammy with you. Anyways,
no. Once again, I don't have a problem with subtitles, so stop pushing the narrative that Bernard hates subtitles. Because I have no problem reading subtitles if people are also speaking English. Perfect example. We just watched goddamn.
That makes no sense. So let me get the check.
Samir.
Yeah.
Samir.
Yeah.
So Yin and goddamn, what was Winston's brother's name? Charlie. I had no problem reading their subtitles.
Yeah, well, because they're brief. Why can't you read a whole movie about it though?
I don't want to watch a whole hour and a half movie with subtitles, and that's my preference.
All right, but like I said, you're missing out. The wide breadth of cinema that you're missing out on.
Okay, so if Martin Scorsese has a problem with me not wanting to watch subtitles, he can suck on my balls. Okay, anybody who got a problem with me not wanting to watch subtitles, because guess what? At the end of the day, I choose what I want to watch, and if you have a problem with me not wanting to watch subtitles, you can suck on my chocolate sweaty balls like Chef said. Put them in your mouth and suck them.
That is a chest high barrier. I would say knee high barrier to watch some of the best movies ever created in the inception of cinema. It's like, I don't know if you can say you love cinema and not watch foreign films. Some of them
I never said I love cinema. I like movies. I don't love movies. I can possibly live without movies as long as I have my books. Speaking of which, I need to go buy Jada's book.
All right. Well, anyway, we're reviewing the Godzilla movie Subtitles or not. All right, suck it up. Okay, that's a big movie to just overlook.
This from the guy complaining about Doctor Who.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get to that.
Hypocrisy.
It's not hypocrisy, sir, because again, I have a legitimate reason of why I don't like Doctor Who or why it's not meshing with me. Okay,
you've never given a legitimate reason.
I haven't. Well, I'll give it to you tonight.
You haven't.
What was that? What's the whole thing? All right, so Ian McGregor was at NYCC, and apparently he was barred from talking about Star Wars. So I find that strange.
Yeah,
so he have more
what do you mean? It's part of the writer's strike. You can't talk about anything you were working on or anything in the past. That's why people gave.
In the past too. Okay. I wasn't
posting about that. Well, I swear to God, it's like I be talking about shit. You don't be paying attention or retaining the information. I gave you a breakdown of everything that actors can talk about during the strike. Past stuff was one of them. That's why people gave Selena Gomez and Patrick Adams shit on Instagram, because Selena Gomez posted something about only murders in the building. She posted a photo from the set, tagged the Instagram page right before season 3 started. So it's like, oh, you kind of promoting, but you're not. What you doing? We need to take your other kidney home. Okay. And Patrick J. Adams literally posted a picture from Suits from the set and just said he misses his friends, and people roasted him on it.
Okay, the last one was a bit much.
Yeah, Suits ended like 5 years ago. So all you people who are watching it on Netflix now, fuck y'all. Okay, because where was this energy when Pearson came out? Because nobody watched Pearson. I was the only person who watched Pearson. How many people you know watched Suits when it aired, Samir, besides me? Just me, right?
I don't know.
Just me, because I was the golden child of USA. I was watching Suits, White Collar, Psych, Royal Pains, Monk.
You have that's a trophy you can have, sir. I will give you that ribbon.
I even got you in the Psych, and you never finished it.
Yeah, I mean, it's other things I was watching. So
it's on Prime.
So yes, it is. Its entirety. So they also gave us a first look at a few clones from Orphan Black Echoes. So that's cool.
Well, the trailer dropped. So yeah, I mean, did you watch it? No,
not entirely. I was clipped on Twitter.
My nigga, it's a 1 minute trailer.
Yeah,
so you watched like 20 seconds of a trailer.
It was short. Let's see.
And y'all wonder, and see, this is the shit why when I get mad, it's justified. It's like, bro, you didn't watch the trailer, so you can't really talk about it. You be
having a tantrum like a petulant child. It's never justified. Anyways, so that's kind of the big broad stroke announcements for NYCC.
No, because I talked about DC stuff last week. As far as comic goes, I have Marvel stuff. If you would have looked in the chat, so
I did see that. Yes.
So like I said, the Ultimate Universe is coming back in 2024. Basically spearheaded by Jonathan Hickman.
I don't know if I'm really excited about that, but
Samir, this is a different Ultimate Universe. So this is not Earth 1610 because. Sorry, had a burp. Ate some chili Fritos. So
too much information. But go on.
I know you ain't talking about too much information. So the information you be giving me, I don't be wanting to know. So this is not Earth 1610 because, like I told you, when Donny Cates got in his accident, it seemed like he was getting ready to do something with the Ultimate Universe because when he was writing Venom, he sent Ultimate Reed back to Earth 1610, which is the Ultimate Universe. So this is Earth 6160. So where this is a universe, 6160. So he made a new Ultimate Universe where Reed basically attempted to suppress the emergence of everyone becoming a hero. So like I told you, at the end of Ultimate Invasion issue 1, he went to this universe. He basically stopped Peter Parker from being bit. He stopped Captain America from being found. He basically created his own version of the Ultimates and everything, but it seems like that's going to blow up in his face eventually. So,
because no one's going to be around to stop something going down.
I don't know. More or less. So, let me see if I can find who's writing what. So, all right, we're going to get Ultimate Black Panther, and this is going to be written by Brian Edward Hill, who's currently writing Blade. And I believe this will be drawn by Stefano Caselli. Yes. So Stefano Caselli is, I don't know if you remember who Stefano Caselli is, because I was wondering where this man went. He just like kind of came and went from Marvel. I don't, Samir, do you remember a little book called The Initiative?
Yes.
Stefano Caselli drew that.
Oh, good work. Good art. Good art.
Yes. So they're going to be writing and drawing on Ultimate Black Panther. So in this universe, Black Panther stands as the sole force opposing the union of Khonshu and Ra, who seek to rule all of Africa. So can't wait to check that one out. Ultimate X-Men will be. I'm not a fan of this art, but it's Peach Momoko. So I'm guessing Peach Momoko is Japanese, not just based off the name, but just based off of her art style. So she's going to be drawing Ultimate X-Men. If you look at the cover, it looks like we're getting an introduction of Armor, whose armor looks more like a samurai / Oni armor.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. We're also going to be getting a...
No, this art's cute.
I'm not a fan of it. We're also going to be getting a new Ultimate Spider-Man series. They didn't, I don't think they gave the creative team behind that. But honestly, I can't wait to see where this kind of starts off. Let's see where this is. Okay. I got Ultimate begins in Ultimate Universe 1, a one-shot from Hickman and Stefano Caselli. Hickman will then pen Ultimate Line's flagship monthly series, a new volume of Ultimate Spider-Man, drawn by Marco Cicchetto, who you like the Ugu when he draws Elektra. So Hickman revealed that during the panel, his Spider-Man is inspired by Jake Johnson's Peter B. Parker from the Spider-Verse movies, and it suggests that the book will focus on an older Peter trying to get his life in order, whereas the original Ultimate Spider-Man featured a teenage version. So yeah, so I can't wait to check out this whole entire line. Yeah, just more comics for me to fall behind on, but hey, it is what it is at this point. So 2024. Samir, you had your fun, but now Marvel has confirmed that X-Men's Krakoan era will end in 2024. So they announced this at New York City Comic Con.
They can end, but they're going to persist. X-Men are eternal. They're not going to go anywhere. They're going to always persevere. All right?
All right. So apparently they're going to be doing a interconnected miniseries called The Fall of the House of X and Rise of the Powers of X. So Fall of the House of X will be written by Gary Dugan. And so basically, this 5-issue series occurs in the aftermath of the Fall of X storyline, which saw the nation of Krakoa brought to its knees following several years of prosperity. The stakes will only have grown more dire by that point with with Cyclops on trial for his life and the last remaining mutants making their final stand against Orcus. So I know nothing of Orcus. I'm just kind of getting the deal of Orcus because I don't know the dude's name from Orcus. He's like a red. He's red. I think he's an alien or something.
Yeah, it's like a Nimrod, a new version of Nimrod.
That's a human?
Yeah.
He's a yeah.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah. No. Shoot, I forgot his name. Yeah. I'm trying to blank on his name, but yeah, that's
Yeah, because he's in Iron Man and he bought Tony's company, so he's basically building Iron Man looking Sentinels. So yeah, Rise of the Powers of the X is going to be written by Kieran Gillian and drawn by R.B. Silvers. So this will take place 10 years into the Marvel Universe's future as the X-Men rally to stop Nimrod and Omega Sentinel from summoning the Machine God and destroying Earth in their extension. So, Samir, get ready for it, man. Everything is in
ready for it.
It's all.
That's all right. They're gonna go down. They're gonna go down swinging and rise from the ashes like a phoenix.
Somebody said the X-Men game has ended. The House of Xavier has fallen. This is a shame. People, man, fuck you, Kyle Denson. Talking about people still read Marvel comics. Yes.
Yeah, F you.
But yeah, so I mean, and another one that came out. So I kind of hope this is part of the massive universe. Don't know yet. But so one of my favorite artists who I listen to a good chunk of the time when I'm depressed, mainly his first album, because that one really helped me a lot in the mid-2000s. Kid Cudi is actually getting into comic books. So he's already
drawn. I mean, he's already written comics.
No.
He's written comics before, hasn't he?
No.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I don't think Kid Cudi's written any comics. Let me look this
Bro,
up.
I swear he has.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, there's nothing on his Wikipedia that says anything of comic books. Now we're going to Google Kid Cudi comic because I know Mr. Rager was a comic that was based off of Intergalactic.
That's oh no, that's from the movie.
But he didn't write that. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, dude, I'm not seeing anything. So, and Samir decided to cut me off. He will be writing. You kind of did because I was talking about it. Like, he's written comics before. So
I didn't.
Kid Cudi.
Go on.
Kid Cudi will be writing a comic alongside one of my favorite comic book writers of the 21st century. I've talked about him in discussion multiple times on this podcast. I actually brought him up about 2-3 weeks ago, saying that he don't get a goddamn dime from Hasbro for creating the Omega Rangers. Kyle Higgins. So, like I said, guys, if you haven't read anything written by Kyle Higgins, check out Radiant Black and the whole massive universe. Like, they're building like a whole superhero universe from scratch. And the good thing about Radiant Black is it started with one character having the powers. He ended up almost dying. His friend took the powers, and he was Radiant Black for a while. Then they kind of shared the powers, and Kyle Higgins actually did something that I haven't heard done in like a long time. He let people choose who was going to be the main Radiant Black from here on out. But then he kind of threw a curveball in there. So he was like, okay, so if you voted for this person, you can buy this one. But if you voted for Marshall, so he's basically releasing the same comic, but there's going to be a comic A and a comic B. So if you buy comic A, that's going to have the character Grant. And if you buy cover B, that's going to be Marshall's story. But yeah, so him and Kid Cudi are working on a comic called Moon Man. It's supposed to be coming out in 2024. So this will be telling the story of an astronaut named Ramon Townsend. I see what you did there, Cudi, because Kid Cudi's middle name is Ramon, who becomes a celebrity after saving his crew from a near disastrous moon mission. But certain moments during the mission weren't captured by cameras, and they will change Roman into something the world has never seen before. So, yeah, this actually starts in January. So I will be trying to pick up every single cover. I think they said they're going to be doing like at least 8 variants. Because I don't know what it is about Kyle Higgins. Whenever he starts something, and it's obviously mainly because it's a number one, but his books, like, they go up. Like, I think my issue 1 of Radiant Black is like $50 now. And that book started last year, towards the end of 2021. But yeah, so check it out. Samir, you got any more NYCC news, or can we go ahead and get into our reviews?
We can get into the reviews. Let's knock out the Continental because we need to just wrap that up.
We didn't talk about it last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. Honestly, it's been
how you feel about the ending?
I feel like it made no sense.
You think so?
In some ways, it made no sense. So he killed. What was her title again? She had the same title as Bill Skarsgård. Yeah, he killed the adjudicator. So what now? The powers that be just gonna like let him just kind of get away with it?
Okay, so all right, I got mixed feelings about the decision to kill off Katie McGrath's character, the adjudicator. One, I feel like she was
want to see Katie McGrath die.
I feel like she was underutilized, and narratively, I'm not sure how it works. That's the only glaring issue I have with this series.
That's everything what I'm saying. Is just, it's like, it's like it kind of like got wonky after that. And keep in mind, that was pretty much how it ended. So it's like they should have sent someone to kill Winston. Did he like never leave the hotel or something? And they just quote.
No, I mean, if she would became the intermediary, so okay, you know what, you can have the Continental once we get it back up and running. That would have been fine. It would have tied everything up. It would probably been safe, but it would have made sense. This, I get that she was threatening him. Yeah, I get that she was threatening him, but I'm like, I don't see how him forcing the High Table, which the High Table has a lot of influence and a lot of resources, they're not going to just let him just take the Continental. Makes no sense to the lore of John Wick. But, you know, this could be considered nitpicking. beyond
it's
that,
not nitpicking. It's a simple fact, bro. It's like we've seen 4 John Wick movies in the span of almost a decade, so we know how the high table operates.
Yeah.
So this made no sense. So like, is there going to be like some more of this that kind of like fills in the gaps like later on down the years?
I'm not sure, but how you feel about the choreography?
Well, we already talked about the choreography since episode 1. The choreography's on point. One thing we didn't talk about in like episode 1 or 2, they mentioned a Baba Yaga, and we never found out who it was.
Well, it's not John. He's too young.
I mean, we don't know how old John's supposed to be, and
well, okay, maybe he's not too young.
He could be like in his he could be in his 20s. But yeah, it's just like, because remember, this takes place in the 70s. So Keanu was what? Like in his late 50s?
59.
So yeah. So Keanu's almost 60. So
he was born in
70s. Could be a teenager. So he could be like a teenager in the 70s. Who might have been an orphan.
That skilled as a teenager, a mid-teenager though?
I don't know. Well, maybe there was another Baba Yaga, and if we do get some more to count, we'll see that Baba Yaga. But yeah, I like the show. The B plot.
I love the colorful characters.
The B plot with crap. What was the old girl's name and her brother? Like I said, we should have remembered to do this last
Lou.
week. Yeah, with Lou and her brother and the whole like her father was a hitman thing. I felt like that just kind of came out of nowhere.
It didn't really go anywhere narratively. I mean, it gave some of them. I don't know. They could have found better ways to give the two of them motivation as opposed to giving them daddy issues. If they weren't going to give us a season 2, I don't see why they drudged up so much of the daddy issues.
I mean, we still don't know if we're getting to season 2. Yeah. I mean, once again, it's like, I like the world of John Wick, but come on, man. That gun was too big to actually be a real gun. No, bro, that gun was almost... That was not a Desert Eagle. Bro, that was bigger than a Desert Eagle. That gun was the size of her forearm. Bro, that gun was the size of her forearm. I've seen Desert Eagles in life, and they're not that big.
They're that big. She's also she got tiny hands. She got little girl hands, man.
I said her forearm, not her hand.
Dude, they are that big.
What's the length of a Desert Eagle?
Let's see. I mean, there's different models, but hang on.
All right.
14 inches on a... Hang on. All right, the Mark 14 has a 10-inch barrel. Hang on, I'm trying to see how big this thing is.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
All right, you taking too long.
I mean, you could have been helping me out.
I'm looking it up right now. Great. I don't know metric. Bro, why you laughing like you know metric?
My wife does.
So it says it's a 6 barrel that's 10.75 centimeters.
Yeah, these guns are pretty freaking big. Now, I'm pretty sure you can type in custom. 10 points.
That's 4 inches. That gun was like almost a foot long. And it's not like it had an extended barrel.
It probably did.
No, it didn't. Bro, remember, the gun was it was just completely long. When the barrel on
it wasn't that. I think you're misremembering it. I'm looking at Desert Eagle right now, and this thing is massive in this guy's hand.
No. All right, well, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it. I just felt like some of like Lou and her brother, they kind of got cast to the wayside, and old buddy who was nearsighted. It's like, really, you kind of shanghaied this lady out of her apartment on false pretenses.
She liked it.
To the museum. Yeah, she going to the museum. I've always hated that hotel. Well, guess what, lady? It ain't gone nowhere. So, series overall rating.
I like it, but I will have to give it a 7.5.
Why so low?
That's pretty good. I can't overlook the weird narrative choices. Once again, the dead end story. I mean, it wasn't. They tied off the character with Lou and her brother, but it didn't feel integral to the plot. Like, we could have missed that whole thing. All it resulted in was them blowing up the dojo. The climax of the film with him confronting the adjudicator, I think that could have been handled differently. In my opinion,
Same.
narratively, again, didn't make any sense. I think that knocks it down to a 7.5. Everything else was expertly done. Music, point. Choreography, on point. Gunplay, on point. Colorful characters, on point. The crazy twins, love the crazy twins. They're great.
Riddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll give it an 8.5 for more or less the same reasons. Plus, that little kid was annoying. It's like, really? What'd he say when he gave her the guns? Things just talk to me or something like that?
Yeah, items just talk to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, really, bro? Shut up. Shut your little ass up. And how he get
I didn't have a problem with the I didn't have a problem with the kid. He was fine.
He was annoying. It's like this kid just came out of nowhere at the end of like episode 2, and it's just been a tag along this whole time. It's like, really, bro, I don't need you. Why does this fool call me every week like I'm not doing a podcast? I'm not calling him, but send him a text message. All right, so what do you want to do first? You want to knock these episodes of Doctor Who out?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me pull up the episodes. Okay, so all right, so we last left. Damn, bro, it's been a minute. Damn. All right, so 42, which was episode 7. So that was the one where basically it was a horror movie in space where they were mining the sun that turned out to be a living sun. Like the episode, I just wish this one should have felt like a 2-parter. I just felt like it was a little bit too rushed.
I mean, I like that it wasn't a 2-parter.
I know you didn't.
It didn't. I mean, again, like a lot of Doctor Who episodes, it didn't feel important at the time, and thus felt skippable.
Oh, okay. So, how did you feel about the ending? Did you feel like the captain made the right choice by sacrificing herself, because it was all her fault?
Okay, so it's really hard to get attached to some of these characters. Because
I mean, you ain't meant to get attached to this. It's a one-off.
Right. But it's hard to carry either one way or the other. I don't know. I would say, yeah, sure. I mean, I would probably have done the same thing, honestly.
Like I said, I'm going back and doing a rewatch of these episodes because it's been at least maybe 12 years since I've watched these episodes. Because
wait, watching them now, aren't you?
That's what I'm saying, Samir. I'm rewatching them because I haven't watched them in 12 years. But I felt like Sam Jackson in A Time to Die, or is it Time to Kill? Time to Kill, right?
Kill. Yeah.
Yes. So when she went out the airlock, I said, yes, she deserves to die, and I hope she burns in the sun, because she decided to skim and not even check to see if the damn thing was alive. So she needed to burn in the atmosphere of the sun, or just let her head explode in the cold depths of space. All right. So 2-parter, Human Nature and Family of Blood. So watching this episode, I'm like, wait a second now. That little motherfucker looked familiar.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, snap, it's Newt from The Maze Runner. I forgot he was...
The guy got other roles, but yeah.
Bro, that's the only thing I really know him from. I don't give a damn if he was a Game of Thrones, okay? I didn't watch it outside of the first season.
The Queen's Gambit.
Didn't watch the Queen's Gambit.
Really?
Yeah. I don't care about chess. Apparently, he had a cameo as an officer in the First Order in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, Tommy Brody's Sangster.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was like, oh snap, look at him. I forgot he was even in this episode. But So this one was one of the few two-parters I like because you got to see a side of the Doctor that you don't necessarily get to see. You get to see the Doctor as a human. And this man fell in love with a nurse.
Yeah, I mean,
falling in love with
this episode and the ones following it, these two episodes and the one following it. I mean, I'm like, I don't know. Doctor Who as a whole, I'm just like, why Earth and why Great Britain? They could go anywhere in the universe, and it's and then I can't get over. I know why, because budget and the BBC. That's why. But narratively,
so I'm gonna stop you right there. So this series aired in 2006, right? Torchwood also aired in 2006. There are no time machines in that because I was watching Torchwood because when we get to episode 11 where Jack hops on the TARDIS, that basically picks up where Torchwood ends. Torchwood was shot in HD, my dude. This was still shot in 480. So the Doctor Who spinoff that was more mature had a bigger budget.
All right. Well, okay. So that's what I'm saying. Budget and the scope of this series is maddening. You know, it's really glaring in the other episodes because it's like, all right. So these episodes, I can't really. I mean, he acts human all the time, anyways. I don't really see him any other way because again, the scope is so janky. He seems human because he barely is human at this point. They make him so human all the time when they put him in situations like this. He's just a guy. He's just a guy with two hearts. No big deal. He's not an alien that's from a completely different galaxy. You never get to see the point where he's so alien that he stands out. He doesn't do that anymore. He hasn't done that in quite a while.
I mean, Time Lords the Doctor has never done that. He's never,
and that's kind of the weird thing with the character. It's like they don't make them alien, which is a little annoying in my opinion, in terms of scope of the story and how you can tell it.
Samir, think about what you just said. How many humanoid aliens that look human actually present alien behavior in all of the sci-fi that you've seen?
Supergirl, she does it. In fact, that's how you.
She usually presents as human in everything.
She presents as human physically. Yeah, but her culture shock is the cornerstone of her character.
Yeah, but after that, she's just pretty much more or less, Sally down the street.
Yeah,
like when she gets that culture,
until she acclimates. But so you're saying the Doctor is acclimated?
Yes.
I don't know. I think the series would benefit greatly if they just made him more alien.
Well, see, that's the problem. They don't want to overstep at this point the 40 plus years of Doctor Who history. So this was a revival. It wasn't like it was a complete overhaul of the character.
Right, but back the 40x amount of years ago, people didn't have the scope they have now. It's like they said the Doctor was from space.
I mean, Doctor Who was always ahead of his time. So, like, Doctor Who always brought in things like the Doctor.
I saw some of but my wife was watching some old school deep cut episodes, and I saw them. I'm like, what does this have to do with space at all? It was just some janky sci-fi hooey most of the time, and I'm like, I really couldn't. It was really jarring. It was the way they did TV back then was just hard.
You just kind of described Star Trek as a whole.
Yeah, the old school Star Trek. Yes, the 1960 series. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like the scope wasn't there, and imagine I think it was better. I think it was better represented in Star Trek. Not much, but at least better represented in Star Trek. But yeah, Star Trek didn't really go off until like the Next Generation, anyways.
Yeah,
at least from my perspective. Someone will argue with me, Anyways, these episodes. I mean, again, I wasn't really invested in the romance between the nurse and the Doctor. The racism was fun.
My dude said the racism was fun.
I'm just saying.
This is why you can't be black traveling with the Doctor, because Martha Jones has kind of been called out on her race twice. It happened with Shakespeare.
Bro, Martha's been going through it. I got words about Martha as a character. I'm like this.
I'm
sorry. It's like they bring up Rose so much around this lady. I'm like, baby, dude,
you have to remember, Samir. You have to remember, Rose was around for 2 doctors.
Right. I get that. I get her how long she stuck around, but who has more to bring to the table? Martha brings way more to the table. All right. And what did Rose bring to the table? Her spunky gumshoe?
I mean, she became a god and basically obliterated the Daleks and brought Jack.
That was happenstance. That could have happened to anybody. She was literally the wrong place, the right place, wrong time.
I mean, Mickey didn't look into the heart of the TARDIS. Jackie didn't
Mickey
look
was
into the
a
heart
bitch.
of the TARDIS.
Let's be real. Mickey was a bitch.
So we just gonna act like Mickey didn't get a spine at the end of series.
Oh, look, I got a spine. I can sit him straight. Woohoo! You just like everybody else now, Mickey. You don't get a medal. You don't pass go. You don't collect $200.
Really? So this man came back, guns a-blazing, ready to take out the Cyberman, and it's just like, oh, he's still a bitch.
Kinda, yeah.
Wow, man, fuck you, bro. See, that's what I be talking about when you be catering for people. Like,
I'm just saying.
Well, anyway.
Martha ain't get no respect.
Next episode, starring your girl, Carey Mulligan. Blink. Didn't even realize that was Carey Mulligan.
Oh, shoot, that was her. I mean, what's more to say about Blink that hasn't already been said? It is one of the best episodes of Doctor Who.
Blink is that episode, man. Like, I watched Blink, and okay, so as far as like episodes that hit me emotionally, Blink is one of those episodes. So Blink in the Vincent Van Gogh episode, because them people didn't do nothing to deserve to be hurled back in time.
Yeah, one place, one time. I feel like Blink is only good because the Doctor isn't really in it.
What the fuck?
No, I feel like Blink is it. Well, no, because there's episodes like that where they don't really hit like that. I just think like the aspect of the angels is the main factor. Because like every season where there's a weeping angel, those are good episodes. Like even when Amy and Rory got taken out by the angels, those were good episodes. Yes. But like this first introduction of the Weeping Angels, this one hits me like so deep. Like, bro, like when her friend got sent back, what was her friend's name? Kathy. Like, and it's happening, and it's happening in real time. It's like the first episode of this season of Loki, where Loki's talking to Obi in the past, but yet stuff's happening in the present that he's telling Mobius. So like, bro, like when the angel is behind Kathy, and Sally goes to the door, and you find out that it's Kathy's grandson, and then she gets pulled back.
Yes, that was like I said. I feel, like I said, this episode's really good, and I think it was a good investment because
poor Billy.
I like Billy. Billy said, I like Billy.
He pulled out the Riz. He was like, "Yo, so can I get your number?" He's like, "Aren't you working now? I clocked out. So when we going out for that drink?" Got a number. Blinked one time. Got hurled back to the 70s and got to go freaking, work in video production to leave clues and Easter eggs for her. Then,
well, he had a wife and he had a good life.
Yeah, he married somebody else named Sally, but still, it was like, bro put game on her bro. He had her tripping to the point where she said that her last name was his last name.
That was good. Like I said, I like Billy. Everyone likes Billy. Billy, that's a dude. That's right there. That's my bro. Like I said, nothing can be said that has already been said about this episode. It's amazing. It's probably one of the best episodes of Doctor Who.
And like, bro, it's like, yo, I love Back to the Future, but I think this is now the definitive way to explain nonlinear time travel. Because they even ripped it off kind of in The Flash with the spaghetti. It's a big ball, wibbly, wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Ugh, God, don't even start that movie. But yes.
But yeah, and like, bro, like when Kathy's brother was like, "Yo, so are we finally gonna do this or what?" And she's like, "Nah, I still got unfinished business." And he's like, "Fine, whatever. I'm gonna go get some milk or something like that." And she sees the doctor and Martha pull up, and the doctor got a crossbow, and they go on to go take out some giant lizards or something.
Lizards or birds.
She gives him the list. Yeah, and she gives him the list, and she holds his hand. I'm like, "Yo, They got their happy ending.
Like I said, I think this episode benefits from having a minimum amount of the Doctor.
I know, but bro, I think we'll talk about it when we get to Midnight and Donna's season. But yeah, all-time favorite episode of Doctor Who, man. That one always like hits me in the feels, and I love it.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get to the three-parter. Utopia. Yo, man. So I know you a sucker for female alien lizard things. So I know you would. Now, here's my problem. Talking about the wood lady. Okay, so
yeah.
Let me. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some backstory. So the reason why Jack was running after the Doctor because in Torchwood he finds out that he can't die. So when the Doctor left him in the future, we got. I got
all this, right? Are you explaining for the audience, for our audience, or for me? Because I already got it.
Okay, so you kind of got the gist of it. Whatever, fine. So yeah. Jack hears the TARDIS whooshing in the Torchwood finale, and that's where he comes running out. And
was that a season or a series finale?
This was a season. Torchwood went on for 4 seasons. So yeah, at the end of season 1, this is where it picks up.
How do you create tension in a show where a main character can't die?
Simple, because it's like on the X-Files. Torchwood is more or less the X-Files. So they deal with supernatural and alien stuff every week. Like, bro, there was a whole episode where it's an episode where a guy gets like an alien eye, and it's like it starts off with him dead, and it's kind of like a BET movie. You wouldn't believe how I got it in this situation. Crazy, right? Well, let me tell you what happened. And he's a ghost, and he's following them around. But Torchwood is very good. If you want something a little bit more mature, check it out.
Okay, so all right. My issue with Utopia and as a whole for this 3-parter, again, scope. So they're in 100 trillion years.
Samir, and they're not on Earth though. They're not on Earth.
Here's the problem I have: cathode ray monitors, sneakers, humans that still look like humans. I'm just saying the sci-fi scope in this show is narrow,
Samir,
and it's very jarring.
From Earth, they were on another planet. So what?
I get it, but the human race, yes. Honestly, for hot take, Doctor Who would be a million times better if it was animated because then they could just draw in weird-looking humans and it would have been better. They're constrained by budget and live-action scope so much that it kills the property, in my opinion. This show would be a million times better if it was animated.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Doctor Who is a family show, and a lot of adults don't really watch cartoons.
A lot of adults are freaking idiots. Then how about that, Bernard? I'm mad now. God dang it! I'm over here watching like, why is this? Why is this way? Why is that? This is you gotta understand.
Remember what I said about
100 trillion. 100 trillion years. Can you fathom that number? 100 trillion years in terms of time. How far in the future that is, and look how mundane the technology was, and look how weird. How not weird the people look. The best we got are face paints and fangs. That's how different, dude. The amount of time they traveled into the future, we went from Homo erectus to Homo to Cro-Magnon to Neanderthal to Homo sapien in that time frame, and yet we stayed the same for 100 trillion years.
Some of us stayed the same.
That's still cap. Just saying, they got humanoid bugs, but humans still stay the same. Like, there has to be some difference. There's a tribe in the South, I forget which country. They live on the water. They can hold their breath longer than any other human because for generations they lived on the water and they swim constantly. These people are evolving in real time. But 100 trillion years, that number does not compute. That's a lot of time. I'm gonna stop my rant. I'm done with rant. I'm just saying. This show lacks
all I can say is blame Jack for trying to catch a ride on the TARDIS. So that's the one thing I'm mad about. I wish like they would have reanimated the intro and just like, because when they show the TARDIS in the intro, I wish they would have had like a little Jack hanging out. But
I don't know. I really didn't. I mean, at this point, I'm really trying to stay with this show. Also, Martha happened to compete with a woman that's in a different dimension all the damn time. It's like, come on, man. You a 10. You a doctor, or at least you got a medical license. You got all this stuff going for you, and you can't. You competing with a goddamn woman that's stuck in another dimension.
Look, man. Only thing they said was, "Where's Rose?" Okay, because Jack saw her list among the dead. he saw her name among the dead. So he was just like, yo, I need to know. It's not my fault. You know, they went on so many adventures together that they're still telling their stories in fucking audio dramas. Yeah, Marvel's got some as well.
They had to kill the bug girl. I'm like, man. I'm like, yo, she was so cute.
Samir, the Master is his Joker, so
F that guy. Don't get me started on the Master. Sucks. All right, I'm saying this. Utopia, I really can't even grade this episode because I'm starting to become a little disconnected from Doctor Who at this point because I'm watching so much of it. But the sound of the drums, same problem. You have both these douchebags. All right, the Master and the Doctor, right? These two beings, again, from a different galaxy. Okay? This man is still the TARDIS, and the only place he can think to go to is 21st century Great Britain.
Samir,
because why?
Samir, did you not hear the reason why? He locked the coordinates so he can only go back to where he came from and back to the 21st century. So, did you not pay attention when the Doctor held up?
Oh, yeah, he did do that. You're right, he did do that. All right, I'm still like, I don't know why there and always there. It's like they have the entire cosmos through time to end and beginning.
Because he wanted to keep him somewhere.
That's fine, but it's always Great Britain. It's always Great Britain. It's always in the 21st century. I don't know. It's hard to, again, scope.
Remember what I said about turning your brain off? Remember what I said about turning your brain off? You got to remember, bro, TV shows did not have big budgets in the 2000s.
That's fine, but
so we gonna act like all of Heroes didn't take place in New York. All of Smallville didn't take place in Kansas. Name another show that was out in the 2000s. All of One Tree Hill didn't take place in wherever the fuck.
Hey, Star Trek Voyager.
That's space.
Star Trek Voyager had different episodes. They had different.
All of Buffy didn't take place in Sunnydale. All of Angel didn't take place in LA.
I feel like Xena Warrior Princess had a good number of different geographical terrain.
My nigga, all of Xena Warrior Princess took place like in an open field.
Some of it, yeah. All right. Well, all I'm saying is, that's the problem. Again, if it was animated, I think the show would be a lot more interesting.
But yeah, so I like the sound of drums because remember, I told you, pay attention to the name Harold Saxon when we talked about Donald's first appearance.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the issue with these little Easter eggs.
It's the bad wolf thing again. Like if
I get it.
Paying attention.
The problem I have with these tiny Easter eggs that pop up at the end of the series, you get nothing from them. It's not like there might be a quick little gratification that, oh, I figured this out. Whoa. But narratively, it's not like it actually helps you figure things out. It just unfolds and, oh, that's the thing you remember from that episode. There you go. It's not like it I don't know. The tapping and this whole thing with the master.
Bro, I was so obsessed with that cadence of drums that for the longest, like watching this, and I was doing it subconsciously. I was just like, just tapping my foot.
Yeah, but I'm like, even the whole thing with Captain Jack in the face of Bo, it doesn't really help the story that's what happened. That you can figure that out.
Damn, we didn't even get to that episode yet, man. We ain't talk about the Doctor being aged up 1,000 years with a little mini Lazarus machine, and then Martha ducking out. Like, bro, fuck Martha's mama. I'm riding with Martha's dad.
Her mom sucks.
Her mama, when they took her in, I was helping you. Yeah, nah, what you thought was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, I don't know. They were telling this lady, man, yeah, the mama sucks. All right, I agree with that. The mama sucks. Also, I'm like, I don't like how the doctor be talking to Martha. It's like, oh yeah, you don't you know enough, or you withhold information. He don't want to explain shit. Man,
what are you talking about?
And while they were in her bedroom, they were, she was like, what's going on? What's this? You know enough. Or like, it's a need to know thing. Like, he kind of just dismissed her real quick. I'm like, I didn't like how you did
Well, no, he didn't dismiss her. He just didn't want to talk about the master. Yeah, okay, so they don't really go into it.
The master is pertinent to the information, to the situation.
I get that. But their relationship is very Smallville, Clark and Lex. They grew up together. So he was there. Like when the master, when the Time Lords made the master look into a heart of a dying star. So he was there through all the madness and whatnot. So that's kind of like if if you just went nuts on a killing spree. What happened to Samir? Oh man, I don't want to talk about Samir. Why not? I just don't want to do it. But yeah, man. So I mean, yeah, Martha took Jack's teleporter and hauled ass. And bro, a whole year of Martha traveling around the world. Did you notice Tom Ellis? Shout out to Lucifer. I was like, yo, is that Tom Ellis?
Yeah, these cameos be getting sneaking up on you.
Yo, I was like, oh snap! I saw something with Tom Ellis in it besides Rush and Lucifer. So I mean, this episode was good. I mean, Martha the doctor had this plan for a whole year, and then the master decided to fast forward his aging to the point where you basically saw what a Time Lord was going to be like at the eclipse of their life, and it was on some Benjamin Button stuff. So he was like a little Elf Smeagol type Time Lord situation, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" But so, bro, when they revealed what the Teclafane was, it was all the people from Utopia. I was like, "Oh my god!" I forgot that's what it was. I thought they were like maybe Daleks from another universe, and then he gutted the TARDIS and turned it into a paradox machine.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah. And then it was like, why? And then they asked the one Teclafane, why are they killing us? Because it's fun. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah. So man, Martha went around the world instilling hope in the Doctor, so they could hack into the Archangel network and basically make the Doctor young again.
Still ain't getting her just dues.
I think he gave her just dues.
All I'm saying is she bring way more to the table than Rose ever did. And I like Rose. I'm not gonna hate on her. I like Rose.
I mean, you keep on shitting on Rose. You sure you like Rose?
Because she just pales in comparison to Martha Jones. I'm just saying Martha's just a better companion overall.
I mean, Martha's like 25. Rose was 19, bro. What you want?
I'm just saying, like, yo. Also, I mean, I don't know, Crater Robin much.
You do realize the age of consent is 16 in the UK, right?
I'm just saying, it's like
they can drink at like 14 or 15.
We're on this crusade about older dudes dating younger women. Just saying, Doctor's like 900 years old.
They weren't dating. He said you can come if you want to. He said the choice is yours. What did Rose do? She kissed Mickey on the cheek and said, "Peace out, nigga." That was Rose's decision.
Yeah, but they had a thing. There was a thing. You know, there was a thing.
Look,
bro is hung up. He's hung up.
Look, she caught him like fresh out of war. It's basically like the same when a soldier comes home. You know, he might meet a little baddie at a diner or something. And so they fall in love and they got like 4 kids later. So it's just like...
All right, anyways, like I said, I said my 2 pieces on this season. I guess we're going to hit up the...
Bro, what you think of like the whole... them like... Basically, bro, they reversed everything and like, yo, Martha's family is traumatized. Everybody but her brother, because I don't know what Leo did, but Leo was in hiding.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta see more Tish. Yay! Yes, that's right. Yes. I forgot she was there. Yeah. Can always use more Tish.
Yeah, once again, Saxon got her the job with Lazarus.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean... So, you don't have to watch Time Crash. It's basically a short that takes place in between the end of this season and the Christmas special. It's just basically like 10th Doctor bumps into the 5th Doctor because he didn't have his shields up. So the TARDISes kind of collided into each other. And it's just like a little 7-minute short, but we can skip it. So, yeah, next week, you think you can do 5 episodes of Doctor Who? So 4 down in the Christmas special?
Well, I'll try. I'll see what I can get. Oh, that's so much Doctor Who.
I mean, because I'm trying to get the season done because look, it's the 20th now. So, because like I said, the specials are supposed to start airing on the 11th of next month, and that's in 2.5 weeks.
We'll get there. Oh God, so much Doctor Who. I'm Doctor Who out. I'm burned out.
Yeah, because because they added the specials to her series on Max, so it's really like 16 episodes. So that's why I'm like, we try to like, burn through it. But yeah, Christmas special. Kylie Minogue shows up on the Titanic in space, where David Tennant gives one of my favorite speeches. I told you that last week because remember, I was like your favorite Australian. You was like, I don't know who you're talking about, and I was like, she was in Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Yeah, Kylie Minogue.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into episode 3 of Loki. I really thought this was going to be the end of Victor Timely because I really thought Sylvie was going to chop his head off, especially towards the end of the episode.
Yeah,
she got more Gugu Mbatha Raw. So
she is killing it. I'm like, yes, more of her. Even if she is, villain.
She really killing it.
I mean, she's definitely not doing good stuff, but I love to see her on screen, just putting in work and just such a lovely human being.
You can just say you like looking at her, bro. This one I mean when you be caping. It's like, bro, just say you like looking at Gugu Mbatha Raw. Ain't nobody gonna judge you, my dude.
I'm not. Yes, Gugu Mbatha Raw is a lovely human being. All right, she's great actress.
So I don't know if you're paying attention to like when they show like the year, but when they went to 1893, because she gave young Victor that book, she created a new timeline. So they'll show when it's the sacred timeline and when it's a branch timeline. So yeah, so she fucked with the time stream, and apparently Victor Timely is a shyster who sometimes makes stuff that works, like a chair with a butt massager and a built-in refrigerator.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing he made were the pants that's supposed to make you taller. And when he went to the guy, he kind of stooped down, like, yeah, you look a little bit taller than me. I'm like, come on, man. You can't tell he crouched over. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I liked when they went to the fair and everyone was talking about the giant ghost of Miss Minutes. And then when Loki saw the cardboard, the wood carvings of Odin, Balder, and Thor, he's like, why are they even bringing up Balder? No one knows about Balder.
It's crazy. Yeah, Balder, that was a weird deep cut because they haven't done anything with him since he touched the MCU.
So if there is
honestly, the comics haven't done anything with Balder. Barely.
Balder's dead again. What are you talking about?
I know he stayed dead. Like I think in the last 15 to 20 years, he's popped up twice, actually alive.
Yeah, he came back when Thor put Asgard on Broxton, Oklahoma. And then did he die? I don't remember if he died or not. I know he became Hela's husband. So I know he was in hell. I don't remember.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I think once you saw him in Siege, that was one of the biggest moments. That's Balder. Okay, and then that was it. Like Balder, they don't use the character Balder.
He was still in Thor. He was still in Thor's book. He was in Thor's book. Even with did you even read Thor with? Wait, you kind of read some of. No, you didn't read it because you started reading Thor when Jane became Thor. So you didn't read when Thor was going against Dario Iger, the Minotaur, because he was in that book. The guy from Roxton who could turn into a Minotaur. Yeah, he was in that book.
Yes, that guy. Yeah, because he's also in Jane Foster Thor's run.
Yeah, he's in Jane's book as well. Yeah, he's a kid continuing. But
all right. So anyway, but I digress. Balder's still underutilized or utilized enough. I don't know. They don't use him that much. So it's weird that they put him as an Easter egg in there. Is all.
Yeah, I mean, at least we didn't get Liam Hemsworth, not Anthony Hopkins, Sam Neill, and Matt Damon again as cameos.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Oh, that was actually a thing that's actually in the book. I meant to bring this up. So apparently, bro, Liam Hemsworth was almost Thor. He was more in the front running. He was more in the front running. He was more in the front running instead of Chris, but Drew Goddard gave him a little bit of a push. He was like, yo, y'all get this guy because I just did this movie called Cabin in the Woods and it was fire. So that's what got Chris Hemsworth Thor. And how John Krasinski was almost Who the hell was John Krasinski almost? Captain America, and Timothy Olyphant was almost Iron Man.
I can't see that. I might be able to see Timothy Olyphant as Tony Stark. I could possibly see that.
But yeah, so I don't really have any bad notes about this episode. I mean, we just didn't get a lot of the TVA.
I would think that okay.
OB, less Casey, less B5.
So my stick with this series,
B15.
My stick with this season so far is they're not really justifying Loki's existence as a solo character. It's like he's doing a good job, but he has to share so much screen time with a bunch of other really colorful characters. The show is good, but it could be better, you know? So I'm just saying, it's just I don't know.
Don't you ever fucking quote
I'm gonna quote that. It sticks, yeah. Sometimes it sticks. I don't know. I have no big qualms with the show though.
Yeah.
And there are worse movies out there.
I know. But they always said that it was going to be this show. Like, yes, it's very Loki-centric, but Loki isn't necessarily the main focus. But, like I said, I really don't have any notes. I just wish we would have got more of the TVA.
Yeah. We'll probably touch more on stuff once it finally coalesces and we get the full scope of the season.
Yeah. So, episode 5, Gen V. So
next episode of Jordan and Marie. Let's get it.
Man, you corny.
Stop it. Stop it. There was no Jordan and Marie drama. This was basically a whole "This Is Your Life" episode. So stop calling this Jordan and Marie. This one was rough.
This one was rough because you got to see all their past trauma, how they effed up, how the school was using every character.
Bro, I can say this, and I can say this with with my chest. Fuck Andre and fuck Jordan. Okay.
Yeah. Everyone messed up. Everybody messed up.
Marie ain't messed up.
Marie did not mess up. But
here's my one question. So, what was the name of the guy who got pulled in with him? Danny, the one who was like, I don't even like him. Is he dead? Because when they woke up, they didn't see him.
Oh, he did. He's super dead. He gone. He dead.
It's like, we ain't getting no body or nothing. It's just like, we saw him in real life, and like Emma and Sam just walked in like nothing. Like, where's so and so?
That boy is dead.
I mean, we got a nice cameo from Jensen Ackles as he
was great,
imaginary friend, bro. Because I don't know if you do it, but do you watch the previews for the next episode like after the episode ends?
Not really. I don't really do that very often anymore.
So I did that because, once again, I just need to know what happens next. So they didn't show that this was going to be taking place like in her head or anything. They just showed him in the woods, and they just showed Soldier Boy. So I'm like, wait, he dead? Did he not die? So them pulling the curveball of like him being an imaginary, her imaginary friend / imaginary boyfriend who taught her how to flick the bean, find the man in the boat, and tickle the pickle was crazy to me. And then when he got struck by lightning, I was like, what?
Oh, yeah. It's like, if you want to live, what you got to do is done.
But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, bro, fuck Andre and fuck Jordan because
I mean, look, there was
their moments.
Okay, they made bad decisions. First off, they're young, they're kids. Secondly, they're getting at least Jordan. Jordan was getting manipulated hardcore. All right, this is what this series shows the importance of watching older people around young folk because it's very easy to groom someone in any capacity. Okay, when you make them completely beholden to you, the power structure was so slanted. So when your teacher, employer, what have you, has nefarious intent, it can go really wrong. All right, so poor K got used. Jordan got exploited. Andre just made bad decisions. Just like I said, it's not really. It's their fault, but it doesn't make them bad people. They can come back from that. And other guy got disintegrated.
No, fuck Andre, because bro, you fucking your friend girl.
Listen,
before he died.
He was like what? He was like what? 16 to 17? Come on now.
No, they didn't meet until he was in college.
All right. What are they like? 19, 20? Come on now. That frontal lobe ain't even developed,
bro. Even I knew that. Like, no, you got to be a scumbag. Like, bro, I would never do that to a friend.
Of course, you would never do that to a friend. A lot of people would never do that to a friend, but the people who would screw up and do that to a friend
are assholes.
Yeah, at that moment, everyone can be an asshole. I'm just saying, it doesn't make him a completely terrible person. He can come back once and he did love her. He said, I love that woman. All right, love makes you do some effed up stuff. I'm not excusing it. Just saying, he's not the Antichrist. All right? They're human.
Yeah, but I knew something was going to happen with her. I just didn't know the extent of it, because if you go back and watch episode 4, you see her eyes like they start to turn red, like a blood vessel burst, like towards the end of the episode.
Yeah,
and they just got redder and redder as they progressed. But so Emma and Sam, a lot of angst and trauma. A lot of angst and trauma bonding in this show, Samir.
Oh yeah, totally. It's rough.
I told you everyone is trauma bonding in this show. From Katie and Andre, Jordan and Marie, Sam and Emma. So
yeah, a bunch of young people in a effed up situation going trauma bond. Yep.
It's amazing how you like this show, but you said fuck Young Justice because of the angst. This show has angst written all over it.
It can.
But yeah, I mean, so now we're basically still in the plot from X-Men 3, where we're not necessarily making a cure for superhumans, but we're going to make not even X-Men 3. What was the name of the virus that was killing mutants? No, this is the Terrigen Mist.
Yeah.
This is the Terrigen Mist. Somebody, can you make it airborne? This is the Terrigen Mist. Somebody was at home reading some old X-Men comics. It was like, we're going to do that.
Yeah, and it's like, can we make her more sick? I'm like, yo, what the frick?
And what I want to know is, what is Shetty's beef with superhumans?
I don't know, but she sucks.
Did she end up with like a situation like Huey? Like, somebody like ran through her husband or something like that? Did they accidentally kill her family? It's like,
who knows?
Hopefully we get some of the backstory, because I don't know how many episodes of this we're getting. I don't remember if it's 8 or like 10 episodes, because isn't The Boys usually 8? I'm looking right now. Yeah, there's only 8 episodes, so we only have 3 more. But yeah,
well, all right. What was your greatest episode?
We're not doing that. We're doing a series overview. Remember?
Fine. We'll grade the full season of Marie and Jordan in its entirety.
Man, you corny!
Stop that.
Stop what?
Okay, you're gonna nickname the show. I'm gonna call it Trauma Bonding U. Trauma Bonding University. But yeah, Sam really got to get some help, bro. You fucking and you seen a puppet.
Oh yeah, no, poor Sam is right. Yeah, he's definitely got it.
He fucked up in the head.
Yes.
Although last week's episode where he murdered everybody and they did it in the style of puppets was amazing, because we didn't even talk about that. Yeah. So I think we're gonna call it a wrap. So guys, this is Bernard, aka the Scarlet Spider.
This is Samir, the King in Black. Yeah.
All right. That was another episode of the Angry Blerds podcast.
Join us next time, same Blerd channel, same Blerd network. Just check us on our socials, and you good, bro?
Drop a hard drive.
Oh boy. Anyways, y'all,
yeah.
Bernard's breaking equipment. You got any more to say?
So, by the time you guys hear this, the digital version of this Spider-Man may be claimed. So, if it's not, check out the socials, because the parameters on how to win, I fucked up, bro. I thought it was going to be 2 separate codes. I thought it was going to be a code for the game and a code for all the pre-order bonus shit. It's just one code.
All the same.
So, yeah, it's all the same. So everybody's getting my 10 extra costumes and everything else. all because I wanted to go physical. But hey, man, it is what it is. I said I was going to do a giveaway, so giveaways given away.
Yep.
So yeah,
all
guys,
right.
let me finish. Look at you. The unboxing video will be up soon. Well, by the time you guys see this, the unboxing video / giveaway will be up. But yeah, guys, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Like Samir said, check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I feel like I'm missing something. That's it, right? Instagram,
X.
Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Oh, yeah, X. I said Twitter.
SoundCloud.
We're not hosting on SoundCloud anymore. So Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeart, because Stitcher is no longer a thing. I don't think we're on Deezer, but yeah, that's it, guys. Samir, tell people bye.
Stay frosty, America, and free Palestine.
Once again, bro. Are we reviewing The Crow next week?
As a movie?
Yes, as a movie.
Yes.
We're not
I
watching the
just
shows.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not watching Stairway to Heaven or whatever it's called. And next week, no, I think that's what this show is called, The Crow Stairway to Heaven. And next week, I will be giving my first impressions on Spider-Man 2. So we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yep.